What is up? Hey, everyone. All right. So, as you can tell, I'm flying solo today, which means I've got to figure out how to do some things. I've got to figure out how to actually control a few of the things. Sans Robbie today. So, yeah, it's always fun. I'm probably going to discover like all kinds of these new little tricks on here that I didn't even know about. I'm excited to do that. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, I have been, uh, I've been in the affiliate world, gosh, for nearly 20 years now, I think. So yeah, Memorial Day 2005, so 16 years. Uh, that makes me, at least in this world, like super, super old. I feel like I'm kind of a dinosaur in this industry. I've been able to run affiliate programs for huge companies, publicly traded companies, huge entrepreneurs, but also a bunch of small startups, including companies of my own. I've worked with probably more than 500,000 affiliates at this point, more than 500,000 affiliates. I mean, you look at companies like Shutterfly and some of the other bigger companies that we've worked with, like Adidas and some of the bigger entrepreneurial programs that we work with. I mean, some of those had 250,000 affiliates each. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I've worked with more than 500,000 affiliates. It's crazy, right? I've been teaching affiliate marketing for more than a decade, but I'm still learning. Like I am still learning tons of new stuff. In fact, I'm learning a lot from brand new first time affiliates. Just in the past couple of months, back in March and then April into early May, we ran some pretty massive affiliate promotions for clients like Stu McLaren and Pedro Adeo. Total sales that we ran from affiliates from basically the last week of March through the first week of May was more than $10 million. And yet, 40% of all affiliate sales, more than $4 million in total sales, came from first time affiliates. Like 40% from first time affiliates. That's like insane. That is absolutely crazy. And so, you know what? Like some of these affiliates, though, they're absolute rock stars. And I've been taking notes, and I'm excited to share those with you today. So they're using some innovative. I just got a text through our text platform. I want to check on one thing real quick. Seems like the link didn't work. All right. So if you're joining us real quick, before we jump into these strategies, if you're joining us, let me know where you're joining from. Always like to know that. And let me know if you had any tech issues getting on here while I check one thing real quick. This is the joy of flying solo. Let's see here. Make sure that we're actually functional. Yep, should be. All right. Hey, Lois.
You're joining us.
Let
Me know where
you're gonna
you're
hear
joining
me.
from. Always like to know.
That's weird. Okay, cool. So it looks like that part is working. Let me see why they're getting this message. Sorry. But let me know where you're joining from. Always love to know that. Seeing if I can get this lesson to them. Hey, Mike, glad to know that. Okay. All right, so let me just reply to that. I got like 10 messages saying it's not working. So usually if it's 10, like kind of like 4 or 5 is kind of the threshold between like this is on your end and this is on your end, right? Versus this is on our end. But I think it is on their end because it shows me live and Mike, yep, you're here. So cool. Maybe they're having some issues. We'll see. Well, listen, whoever's here, good to have you here. Yeah. So like I said, these are some really innovative yet really simple strategies that you can put to use right away in your affiliate promotions. I've got 5 strategies that I'm going to share with you today. 5 lessons that I'm going to share today, and these are from, over the past couple of months, right? We studied and interviewed dozens of first-time affiliates. Just interview after interview and study after study. I want to share some of those lessons. As I mentioned, these come from probably about 30 to 40 first-time affiliates that we really honed in on. They're doing some amazing things. I don't have time to get into all of their lessons, okay? But you can access all of the interviews, all of the lessons, and a ton more inside of our Affiliate Insider Monthly membership. You can join right now, get access to all of the interviews, all of the content for May and June, plus what we have coming up in July and August. So 4 months, including an interview that I just did with a first-time affiliate who has a tiny list in the most obscure niche, right? Made more than $20,000 in her first ever affiliate promotion. Plus, like I said, all the amazing interviews we have coming up, interviews and lessons we have coming up in July and August, all for $1. So 4 months of content for $1. It's like insane, right? Just go to mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. And I'm going to see if I can put that up on the screen here. I really don't know how to, though. I have no idea how to do this. Let's see. Let's see if that did it. Did it work? It's not working. No, it's not working. Crud. Okay. Well, anyway, mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. You can get a $1 trial. I cannot for the life of me get that to come up on the screen. So I dropped it in the comments there for you. This is why we need Robbie on. Robbie knows how to do all this stuff, and I don't. This is so funny. I'm going to try one more thing here real quick. Nope, that's not working either. Oh, this is comical. Anywho, thank you for putting up with me, Mike, and others. Appreciate that. Let's see here real quick. That is not doing it either. So we're going to just roll with it. And never mind. All right. So go to mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. There's never been a better time to join because you'll get access to all of these first-time affiliate lessons plus a bunch more. All right. Lesson number 1, as I touched on last week, we talked about last week how affiliate programs are evolving. And one of the ways they're evolving is that the future is not in big affiliates, but in loyal followers and customers. The future is not in big affiliates, but in loyal followers and loyal customers. This benefits you if you're a loyal follower and a loyal customer of somebody and you're not this massive affiliate, right? I mentioned that last week that, Stu's promo of Tribe and Pedro Rodeo's Crush It With Challenges thing are great examples. One of the interviews that we do inside of Affiliate Insider Monthly that you'll get access to with that trial, by the way, is Michelle Caruana. And yes, when I first met her, I was like, how do you pronounce your name? She said, it's like marijuana. So, that is her name, Michelle Caruana. First time affiliate, like tiny lists in the most obscure niche you can possibly think of, right? 23 sales of a $2,000 product. You can do the math on that. That is nearly $50,000 in sales. Pretty awesome. Tamara and Todd Ingwall, they're another one. I did an interview for them, one of our insider profiles inside of Affiliate Insider Monthly. I think it's live right now. I think it went live yesterday inside of AIM. They have less than 700 people on their list. Second-time affiliate promotion. They did nearly $10,000 in sales. They did a challenge that put people into an affiliate promo, and it made their challenge. Like these are insane numbers. Why? Because the future isn't in big affiliates. It's in loyal followers, loyal customers, even some of the people who are high up on some of the leaderboards. I think of, the Tribe leaderboard. We had Heidi Easley. She doubled her sales year over year. She finished in 3rd place. She's a loyal follower and loyal customer of Stu, not a huge affiliate like who's got this big internet marketing list, right? Justin Demers, I think he doubled or tripled his sales year over year. I think last year he didn't even sniff the top 10, finished in 2nd place this year with 160, 70 sales. Sarah Williams, who finished in 1st place, Total that she made was nearly $200,000, by the way, in cash and in commissions and prizes. She went from 9 sales to 180 sales, 180 plus, finished in first place. How do you do that? Well, we're going to interview her inside of Affiliate Insider Monthly, and she's going to share exactly how she did it. But some of these strategies are what I'm sharing today. Why? Because she's a loyal follower. She's a loyal customer, not like a big affiliate. In fact, I would say of the top 40 in these launches, you wouldn't recognize more than 2 or 3 names. You look at the traditional leaderboard in our world 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you recognize most of the top names. They're the people whose podcasts you listen to. They're the people who you follow online. You look at the top 40 in these launches, you don't recognize many of the names. Why? Because of all the things we're talking about today. These small affiliates are taking over. These first-time affiliates, they're teaching me things. And that was one of the big lessons I got. And that means there's a lot of opportunity for you if you're a first-time affiliate or just a new affiliate. Maybe you've done a couple of affiliate promos, but you're not like a big affiliate yet. Lesson number 2, intimacy trumps list size. Intimacy trumps list size. One of the things we noticed these small affiliates doing were a lot of individual reach outs. That's about as intimate as you can get with your subscribers. Very intimate, right? One-on-one Facebook messages, doing phone calls, doing personal emails, personal reach outs to people and saying, hey, I know your specific situation. You're a teacher who wants to help other teachers. Well, you need to start a membership site. Go buy this product. You're a such and such who does such and such. You need to do a challenge. Go buy this course. Going live in very small groups. Maybe they have, I'm thinking of one of these first-time affiliates that I think we're interviewing. Let me think, June. So it'll be coming up September or October is when it'll go live. And her audience is like very, 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 very specific. She has a all-female audience, over the age of 60, very, 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 very like super tiny, narrow niche. She has a Facebook group of less than 200 people. And she had 30 something sales of a $2,000 product. Every one of her buyers, she said, came from that Facebook group of 200, I feel like 210 people or something. I mean, it was just under 200, but it was right around 200 people. It's 30 sales. Why? Because intimacy trumps size. Intimacy is the thing. Like they feel that connection with her. So she was going live to that group and answering questions and closing sales, closing sales, closing sales. And that small group is able to support itself. We'll talk more about Facebook groups in a little bit because that was another lesson that we learned. Lesson number 3 that we learned from these first-time affiliates is they know their role and they stick to it. It's something I write about in my upcoming book, Passion to Profit Path. I write about know your role and stick to it. And don't be afraid to journey alongside your audience in affiliate promotions. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but it's something we notice, right? Like in the book, I talk about these archetypal. Is that how you say the word? Yeah, I think archetypal. I don't even know how to say the word. I don't know if I've ever tried to say the word. I've only written it. But I write about these archetypal roles that you can play with your audience. And there's 7 roles that you can play with your audience. The first one is the master maestro, right? This is the person who's like the seasoned veteran. This is me, right? I've been around for 16 years. I'm the seasoned veteran. I lead with authority, power, and prestige. So when you think of the master maestro, you think of Gandalf from Lord of the Rings or like Yoda in Star Wars, right? Yoda was like 1,000,000 years old. He was the master Jedi. He was not coming into this from a place of, he was coming into this from a place of authority and power and prestige, right? You trained Obi-Wan, right? You're Gandalf. Like, oh my gosh, you have a reputation. You might be the hesitant hero. And this is what we found with a lot of these people was they weren't afraid to be the hesitant hero. They have the humble origin story. They lead from a place of awe and wonder. So to quote Lord of the Rings again, or to cite Lord of the Rings, think of Frodo. Like he's like, I can't believe I was chosen for this. This is amazing. Spider-Man was a hesitant hero. He didn't want to be a superhero. Actually, everybody kind of wants to be a superhero, but he didn't really want to be a superhero, right? Or you could be the jolly journeyman. This is like Harry Potter. We just finished watching that series again. Harry Potter, like he's only one step ahead of his followers. If you're a Harry Potter fan, like he's not really like this masterful wizard. Like Hermione's the one who knows all the spells. Hermione is kind of that master maestro, right? Or Dumbledore is the master. And Harry Potter is just like, he's like, I just learned this spell last week, but I was gifted so I can teach you. And he's just kind of discovering things along the way, right? Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz would be the Jolly Journeyman. And I'll share the other types here in a second, but like we noticed that these people, these first-time affiliates, were embracing their role of Jolly Journeyman and hesitant hero. They weren't pretending to be the experts. So what does this mean? It meant that they showed up for the trainings. When Pedro and Stu went live for the challenge or for the workshop trainings, like they were in there learning with their audience. They were in the comments. They were commenting and sharing like their experience, what they were learning right now, but also what they learned last year when they went through it. They were in the Facebook group helping people. They weren't pretending to be the experts, So they definitely weren't being the master maestro. Just so you know, the other four archetypes, there's the eager enthusiast, right? These are the people who they lead with enthusiasm. You probably had a friend like this in college. Like he wasn't the master. He didn't necessarily have all the knowledge, and he wasn't like just kind of hesitant. Like he's the guy who's always just leading with like I kind of think of like Luke Skywalker. He's like I'm gonna kill Darth Vader. I'm gonna blow up the Death Star. He had no reason to think that he could. He wasn't a master, and he also wasn't really that reluctant. He just he kind of had a bit of a. Sometimes, they might say in Texas, all hat, no cattle, but there's a little bit of cattle. Tarzan was an eager enthusiast. For example, I had a friend like this in college that was always like, this was when we had workouts, right? And he'd be out there and he'd be like, yeah, like we're going to go, guys. He had no reason to be like that. Like as soon as we had this medicine ball drill, and it was a rotary exercise. I don't have a lot of room here. But I would knock him flat on his back. But then he'd get up, be like, yeah, he's the eager enthusiast, right? The venerable visionary. So this is the person who leads with innovation, creativity. They create this sense of wonder around them, right? In fictional world, we'd say Willy Wonka. He's the visionary, right? I mean, if you ever watched the movie or read the book, like it's just amazing. Steve Jobs is a real life example of that. The venerable visionary. The last two are the revolutionary rebel. The revolutionary rebel, they're mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore, right? They hate the status quo. Something has to change. Like if you study personality types, they're an 8 Enneagram. For those of you who don't know Enneagram, that means nothing. But they're a challenger. They're typically going to be a high high D with probably a little bit of I, no S and no C in the disc profile. They're not necessarily extroverts. They might be very introverted, but the status quo sucks. So Indiana Jones, Ferris Bueller, Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games, like those are people, they like fictional characters. They are the revolutionary rebels. And then lastly, there's the cordial caregiver. Cordial caregiver would be Mary Poppins, Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars are great examples of that. They lead with love. They lead with generosity. They have a strong desire to protect their flock. And the important thing is, and this is why I share this, because like I saw this with these affiliates, it doesn't matter what role you pick. The key is you pick one role and you stick to it. You have to be super clear on your role. So, think about those. Hopefully you wrote those down. If not, you can watch the replay again. But think about those roles: the master maestro, the hesitant hero, the jolly journeyman, the eager enthusiast, the venerable visionary, the revolutionary rebel, and the cordial caregiver. And the key is just like, pick one. Pick one. Don't bounce around, because if you bounce around from thing to thing, your audience has no idea who you are, right? So you can't be the hesitant hero one day like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was chosen for this journey, and I'm just like amazed. I'm amazed. I'm one step ahead of you and I'm right there with you. You can't be the jolly journeyman, right? I'm only one step ahead of you, and then flip over and be the master maestro the next. Like you can't do that. I'm just one step ahead of you. I've been in this for 22 years and I'm an expert. Those are conflicting messages, right? Are you truly leading with awe and wonder, or are you the leading expert who knows the answer already? Which one is it? You can't go from like cordial caregiver. You can't go from Mary Poppins to Indiana Jones. You can't go from Obi-Wan to, Katniss Everdeen, right? You cannot go from cordial caregiver to revolutionary rebel. You can't go from like the eager enthusiast to like the hesitant hero, right? If you're the cordial caregiver, people came to you because you're loving and soothing, not because you take on the establishment. So pick a role. Pick a role. Doesn't matter which one it is. You probably already know. The thing is just, who was it? Stay in your lane, Bo. Like stay in your lane. Pick your role, stick to it. Every piece of content, every message, every product fits that role. And so, like I said, these first-time affiliates embraced their role as the hesitant hero or the jolly journeyman. They were either on the journey with them or they were just like, yep, I bought this course last year and it changed my life. And I'm not an expert. But I'm here to learn too. So as I mentioned before, today I'm going to share 5 lessons. We shared the first 3 so far. For those of you who are just joining us, lesson number 1 was the future is not in these big affiliates, but it's in the loyal followers and loyal customers. Lesson number 2 is the intimacy trumps size. Intimacy trumps list size specifically, or follower count. And third, you need to know your role and stick to it. And so we don't have time to go into like all of these lessons. We probably inside of Affiliate Insider Monthly, I think we share like 20 some odd lessons, right? We had to divide it up into 2 parts. You can access all of the interviews, all of the lessons, and a bunch more inside of AIM, Affiliate Insider Monthly. You can join right now, get access to all of the content for May and June, including an interview that I mentioned earlier with Michelle Caruana. First-time affiliate, tiny list, like most obscure niche you can imagine, did more than $20,000 in her first affiliate promotion. Like, it's insane, right? And we're talking what she made, not sales. So this is commissions. Plus all of the awesome interviews and lessons we have coming up in July and August. So you get 4 months of content for $1. For $1. Like literally, you're going to pay $1. So you can claim your trial, mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. I just popped that in the chat there for you. mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. Go claim that. You don't want to miss out. Like there's literally never been a better time to join. All right. Lesson number 4 is from first-time affiliates. Things that I'm learning from first-time affiliates is the importance of asking a lot of questions. One of the things I love, and a lot of affiliate managers would say I'm not being honest here. And every now and again, I will admit that I'm like, wow, that was an off-the-wall question. I love that first-time affiliates ask a lot of questions. They keep me busy. Sometimes their questions are what you might consider to be dumb questions. There are no dumb questions. There's only unasked questions. Like unless you come to this and I have up on the screen right now what the lesson is, and I just said it, and then you say, what's lesson number 4? That's a dumb question. I don't have it up on the screen though, because I can't figure out how to get it up on the screen. That's why I need Robbie. So there's no dumb questions, just the unasked questions. So they're asking the affiliate manager, they're like, I got tons of questions, personal questions, like emailing me, like, I need help with this. Like, can we strategize? I need my George W. Bush impersonator friend, John Morgan on right now to strategize. We need to do that, right? I put together this bonus package. What do you think of it? Ask a lot of questions, right? So ask the affiliate manager, ask in the Facebook group. If the affiliate program doesn't have a Facebook group, they're doing it wrong. They need a Facebook group. So ask in the Facebook group, ask in the community. Like now you get to crowdsource the answers. You get a different perspective than just the affiliate managers. Because I'm going to tell you the answer from my experience, but this other affiliate's going to come at it. Maybe she has a very similar audience of almost predominantly females. Maybe they have a similar audience of older people or younger people, all these different perspectives. Maybe they have a completely different audience, but it gives you an idea. You also get support. Because sometimes when you ask a question and then you're hearing from me, the Master Maestro, right, the expert, even inadvertently, I can make you feel like that was a really dumb question. I don't mean to, but I give you an answer that is so simple that you're like, oh, duh. So then you hesitate to ask another question. But you ask in the Facebook group and somebody says, oh my gosh, thank you for asking. I had the same question. And you go, oh, that was a good question. And it was like so awesome just to see these affiliates. They're cheering each other on. They're answering questions. The other reason I love you asking in the Facebook group is it saves me time. But in all seriousness, like, we have a team, but we're a small team. And typically, if you're working with an affiliate manager, it might be one person. So it might take them 3, 4, 5 hours to respond, even 2 hours. But I can't tell you how many times somebody asked a question in the Facebook group and it said, I would go in and it would say they asked the question 57 minutes ago. And the first 4 comments are 56, 54, and 48 minutes ago. Like before I could even check, boom, boom, boom. They had 3 responses to their question. So it's faster. So ask the affiliate manager and ask in the Facebook group. Just ask questions. If you're not sure about something, ask questions. You're not sure about the timeline, the messaging, promotional strategies, ideas, like run stuff by them. I have this idea for a bonus. I have this idea for a subject line. Don't ask them about every subject line. That would be ridiculous. Eventually, you need to learn how to make a call, but just ask questions. And then lesson number 5, take advantage of the training. Okay? Take advantage of the training. If you're promoting someone that, where we're running their launch, their affiliate promo, we're going to be training you. We're going to be doing a lot of training with you. We're going to share the strategies that work. We're going to give you a plan to make more money. If they're not, well, they're doing it wrong. And maybe they need to get coaching from us. So send them to youraffiliatelaunchcoach.com. Tell them to tell us that you sent them, and we'll pay you a lot of money, like a couple $1,000. If they sign up for our coaching program. Like seriously, if they're not training their affiliates, they're just leaving money on the table. It's like they don't like money. They're just leaving 50% of the money on the table. So they should be training their affiliates. What we noticed is these first-time affiliates kept on showing up. They showed up to every training. They showed up to every strategy call. We would post in the Facebook group and we'd say, hey, we're doing an impromptu mastermind at 4:00 today. We're going to just get on and strategize about some promotional strategies. These first-time affiliates showed up. Michelle Carawan, I mentioned earlier, 23 sales as a first-time affiliate with a tiny list and an obscure niche. She kept showing up on the trainings. I asked her afterwards, I was like, what was your cart close strategy? She said, well, I sent 10 emails, just like you said. And I went, wait a minute. I didn't say to send 10 emails. I just said that I did once. She was like, no, I heard that. And I knew how you did it. And I knew why it worked. And I did it. They kept showing up. They were learning. They were applying what they learned and they were achieving success. Even some of the bigger affiliates kept coming to these trainings. I mentioned, Heidi Easley kept coming to the trainings. Paul Pruitt came to some of the trainings. Like those are just 2 of the top 5 that I can think of. They kept coming to the trainings. They kept learning. They kept applying what they were learning, and they were getting some massive success. So, if you've been around me long enough, you know that I don't offer, when I say I'm going to give you 5 lessons, I don't offer 5 lessons. I always offer more. And today I want to share 2 bonus lessons with you. Just remember, though, you can get access to all of the interviews. The lessons that I'm sharing today are based on these interviews and observations. If you want to see the raw interviews, you want to get all the lessons. There's more than 20 of these lessons and just a ton more inside of Affiliate Insider Monthly. As I said earlier, you can join now. You get access to all the interviews, all the content for May and June. So this, last month and June, plus July and August, 4 months of content for just $1. So if you go, it's in the chat there, mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial, AIM trial. There's literally never been a better time to join because, it's $1, 25 cents a month, basically, is what you're going to pay for the content. All right. So bonus lesson number one is these first-time affiliates, they developed a plan and they followed it. Operative word there, keyword, plan. They didn't just wing it. They can't just wing it. Like I can wing it. I recommend following a plan. I did a podcast episode that we just re-released the other day called The Power of a Promo Plan in Affiliate Marketing about a month ago or so. I create a plan. I follow the plan. It only lifts my sales 10 or 20%. For a first time, why? Because I've been doing that. I've promoted 100 plus affiliate offers. I've run 56 launches. Like I kind of know what I'm doing, and yet I still create a plan. Small first-time affiliates, they can't wing it. They don't know what they do. They have no idea. So they developed a plan and they followed it. In fact, most of them just used my plan, the plan that I gave them, and said, "Go do this." They did it. They did. If you want to get a template of that plan, by the way, this is like the exact promo plan. I'm going to drop this in the chat. This is the exact promo plan we use. Like we've helped our affiliates, kill it. This is basically the plan that we gave to the affiliates of these two promotions. This is an older version, but the template is there and you can just plug and play the template. It's just mattmcwilliams.com/promo plan. Just go there, grab the plan. You can download it and follow it. Like this is the template we use. Okay. But they had a plan. I don't care if the plan is I'm going to email, let's say it's a 10-day promo. I think this would be 12-day promo. If it started on Monday and ended on the next Friday, if you said I'm going to email Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Monday through Friday, one time each of those days, that was your plan. And you decide on the Thursday, the day before cart close, you decide I want to send an extra email on cart close day, as you should, go right ahead. If you decide, the so-and-so is going live tonight, I want to email about that. They just added another webinar. I want to email about that. You could alter the plan, but come up with a plan. I don't care how basic, how aggressive or conservative it is. I don't care if the plan is to send 2 emails and a couple of Facebook posts and that's it. Cool. Develop a plan. Just come up with a plan. Have a plan of action and then follow it. You can always tweak it a little bit, but follow the plan. You'll find it so much easier when I know, for instance, like when I think of, we have an upcoming, promo. When I know what the plan is, I don't have to both come up with when I'm mailing and a subject, and like a theme for it and a subject line and write the content. I've already got the first 2 knocked out. And really all I have to do is come up with a subject line and then write the email. And what I found is when I know when it's going out and I have a general theme in my brain weeks in advance or even just days in advance, my subconscious is like working on it. And sometimes I'll be shaving or I'll be out, like the other day I literally just took the dog out to pee. And I was like, wait, I just came up with the email. Because I wasn't even trying to think of it. It was literally out of left field. Something happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the subject line for that email. So I went in and wrote it down real quick, and then when I had a chance, I added it to our content calendar. Now I sat down to write the email, but I knew the day, I knew the theme, and I had a subject line. So I was able to knock that email out in 8 minutes because I had a plan. And it's kind of magical how the subconscious works like that. And then the last lesson, bonus lesson number 2, lesson number 7 overall, create a pop-up Facebook group. Okay. This is not a lesson I learned. I just saw a lot of first timers using it more because we taught them and they did it. Okay. We told affiliates, create a pop-up group. A few big affiliates did, and they of course were like in our top 5. But a lot of the ones who were kind of too good, too cool for school, they didn't, and they sucked at it. They didn't suck. Like I said, at it kind of came later. Like at the promotion, they finished in 13th place when they could have finished in 7th if they just done a pop-up group. These first-time affiliates, they all had pop-up groups. They created a pop-up group specifically for the promo. Let me tell you a few little features of a pop-up group that you want to follow. Number 1, it's 30 days or less. You start about 2 weeks before the pre-launch content starts, before the promotion starts. So in this case, Stu's promotion started on April 22nd. I would have started the pop-up group around April 1st to April 7th, somewhere in there. So it might be like 38 days or something like that, but it's roughly a month long. It ends when the cart closes. So typically what we recommend is the day after the promotion, you post one final thing, and it's a heartfelt thank you. For those of you who bought, here's what's going to happen. For those of you who didn't buy, here's what's next. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're amazing, yada, yada. And then you close the group. Okay. You let that stick around for a couple of days, and then you close the group. So it ends when basically a few days after the cart closes. They're small and intimate, like this is, if you have a big Facebook group of a couple thousand people, you might get 200 of them to come over to this Facebook group. That's perfect. If you have an email list of 10,000 people, you might get 200 of them to come into this Facebook group. That's perfect. The thing is, when you're promoting something big like Tribe or like Crush It with Challenges with Pedro, or like any, it could be PLF or anything like that, they'll have a Facebook group for the launch. And there will literally be 15, 20, 35,000 people in that group. It's noisy. It gets out of hand. Hey, Tim, 30,000 people in a group. There's 400 people a day asking questions. There's 52 of them are asking the same dadgum question over and over again. And it's like, dude, search first, like they're asking questions and they're active and they're posting updates and they're sharing quotes. And it's just like, how do you keep up with that? But in your small group with 100, it could be 30 people, it could be 200, whatever, 15, 20 people is great. Now it's a small, intimate group. A couple people a day ask a question. A few people respond. They get the answer. They get what they want. You can interact with them. And it allows you to focus your Facebook content on this group. So you got the however many people in this pop-up group. And instead of post into your page to try to get them to buy and post into your big group and post into this and post into that, you just focus on this group, the people who raised their hand and said, I'm interested in the topic. So I'm gonna walk you through real quick, just a couple of things like naming the Facebook group. This is a question I get a lot. How do I name my group? Very simple formula. I'm going to post this in the chat for you. It is audience. So just the name of your audience, who want to, and then whatever they want to do. And I'm going to pop 3 examples in there here in just a second. So example number 1, bloggers who want to create recurring revenue. Okay. Bloggers is the audience who want to, and then what? Create recurring revenue, right? Gym owners, that's the who, that's the audience, who want to what? What do they want to do? Start an online platform. So gym owners who want to start an online platform. Stay-at-home moms, that's the who, that's the audience, who want to, what do they want to do? They want to earn a side income. So stay-at-home moms who want to earn a side income. That's how you name a Facebook group. The cool thing about naming that is it clearly identifies, okay, you have 5,000 people in your audience, right? And how many of them are gym owners? 1,000. Cool. The other 4,000, they don't need to do this. maybe all of them are gym owners. Well, now you're just saying this is specifically for you. All right. But how many of them want to start? So maybe all of your audience is gym owners, but how many want to start an online platform? Your audience is all stay-at-home moms, but how many of them want to earn a side income? A lot of stay-at-home moms don't want to earn a side income. A lot of them do. You clearly identify what they want to do. The other thing is about naming it this is you'll pick off some people that otherwise you would have never gotten. They'll just come to your group. And when your friend who's in the group shares the group that says stay-at-home moms who want to earn a side income, and they share it with their friend who's a stay-at-home mom, she goes, oh, I want that. I want to be in that. Or she says, I have no interest in that. Either one, great. But if you name it something like, Tim Kirk's Tribe Workshop Group, and then I send it to my friend, let's say it's for, bloggers who want to create recurring revenue. I send it to my friend who's a blogger who wants to create recurring revenue. Who the heck is Tim Kirk and what's a Tribe Workshop? Why would I join that? So follow the formula. This is what we noticed with the people who succeeded with this strategy. They follow the formula because it takes like 2 seconds to come up with a name. And I don't want this to be something where you have to spend like I see people do this all the time. It drives me absolutely insane. What'd you do today? Well, for the last 4 days, I've been trying to name my Facebook group. Have you done anything else? No, just been trying to name a Facebook group. All right. You're probably never going to make any money from your business because it should not take you 4 days to name a Facebook group. All right. So name your group. If you have some examples, y'all, post them in the chat. You know, what are some, like, what's a name of a Facebook group that you could create for an upcoming affiliate promotion or in general? And then you want to come up with a strategy for engaging your members. Very simply, at least once a day, you want to post something. Okay. So in the 2 weeks or so leading up to, say, the workshop or the pre-launch content or, you know, the webinar or whatever, post a story, post a quote from the person who's running the workshop or doing the webinar, right? Post something that they're going to learn that you're excited about, right? Post a question. Like, what questions do you have about creating recurring revenue? What questions do you have about starting an online platform? What questions do you have about, earning a side income? Once the workshop or the webinar or whatever starts, or, you know, there may be the pre-launch content started, then post a quote from it. Share what you're excited about in the next lesson. Post a story. You know, maybe like, I remember when I went through this workshop last year and I remember the first lesson and here's what I learned and here's the result I got, right? Post a little nugget from a lesson. Oh my gosh, I loved it when Stu said such and such. You could reinterpret a lesson. You could take the lesson that, say, Stu gave about membership sites in general. You could take the lesson that he gave about, say, membership sites for dog owners and reinterpret it for stay-at-home moms who want to create a side income. You could take that and reinterpret it for gym owners who want to create an online platform. And then ask questions like, here's an easy one. An hour after workshop, what was your biggest takeaway from the workshop today? Replies, lots of replies, right? That's what we want, is that engagement. Tim's example is stay-at-home dads that I would say who want to, because stay-at-home dads are a who, not a that. Stay-at-home dads who want to be present with their kids. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're not a stay-at-home dad, you're not going to just join that group. Perfect. We removed people. But if you are a stay-at-home dad who wants to be present with your kids, how do you not join that group? Unless you feel like you got that down, which, again, not Tim's target audience. It says what it is. We try to come up with these complicated things. The something club, or like, I see this a lot, like in the Christian world, we like, it's like the Nehemiah group. And I'm like, what does that mean? People who build walls? If you know your Bible, Nehemiah built a wall, right? People from Israel? People who got exiled and then came back to their homeland? Like, what is this group about? No, it's about people who pray. I'm like, well, then call that Christians who want to learn to pray. Don't name it some weird thing. I don't get that. It just doesn't make sense. So name your group and then come up with an engagement strategy, guys. So just to recap, lesson number 1 is, again, that what we're seeing is that the future is not with these big affiliates, but it's in the loyal followers and the loyal customers. Intimacy trumps that list size. Thirdly, these affiliates, they knew their role and they stuck to it. So know your role and stick to it. If you need to know those 7 roles again and really kind of dive in, like I said, I'm going to share those in my book coming up. That's going to be like a year from now. So the best thing to do is wait a couple of minutes, click the play button here and watch that section again and get really clear on your role. 4, ask a lot of questions. Ask questions of the affiliate manager, ask in the Facebook group. 5th, take advantage of trainings. Go to them, show up, take notes, and then implement what you learn. And then our 2 bonus lessons for today: develop a plan and follow it, and create that pop-up Facebook group. As we wrap up, just a reminder, you can join Affiliate Insider Monthly right now. Get access to all of the interviews that made up the lessons today, much deeper dives into some of these concepts, plus all of the content for May, June, July, and August. 4 months of content for all of $1. Okay, you'll learn how Michelle took this like tiny list in this obscure niche, turned it into $20,000 in her first ever affiliate promotion. Yes, $20,000. That is 4 times the average American's monthly income. She made that in 4 days, 5 days. I'm sorry. She made that in 5 days in her very first affiliate promotion ever. You want to learn how she did it? Go get signed up because it's going to cost you $1 for this trial. Just go to mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. mattmcwilliams.com/AIM trial. AIM trial. I just posted a link there in the chat. Go get signed up now while it's only $1. Okay. So with that, we'll wrap up. Super excited. Next lesson will be my last live lesson for a few weeks, because after next week live lesson, which by the way, next week I'm going to talk about 7 reasons. I may end up with more reasons. Right now it's 7 reasons. We could end up with like 10. Why you need to work with small affiliates. We've been touching on this. We touched on this in number 1 today, and we saw the power of that, right? Why you want to work with people like Michelle Caruana, who are like, oh, she's a small affiliate. A lot of affiliate managers would be like, I'm going to work with her. Oh, Sarah Williams, she only made a few sales last year. Well, she made 180 this year. And if you're running an affiliate program or thinking of running an affiliate program, I'm going to share 7 reasons, maybe more, why you should work with small affiliates. That'll be my last live lesson for at least a few weeks, because I'm going on an extended vacation/sabbatical where I'm not going to be working at all. I'm not even going to get on the computer except for one day where I've got to do a couple of honeydew tasks on the computer. So got to, yeah. But I am otherwise not getting on the computer. I'm deleting every work-related app off my phone. And if the whole thing burns to the ground, I won't do that because I've got an amazing team. So with that, we'll wrap up, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. So make sure you come next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We will hopefully be on YouTube next week. We weren't able to get on YouTube this week. I know there's still some issues like connecting to YouTube. So for those of you who normally watch us on YouTube, sorry. I don't know what the deal is with we're looking around. So James Boss says sabbatical is awesome. Sure enjoyed mine. Yeah. So this will be probably my second longest ever time away from work since ever. I think since I started working like a million years ago, since college, I guess. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to miss it. It's going to be probably the first couple of days will be a challenge, and I'll probably be like itching to get back, but I'm going to do everything I can. I'm not going to read about work. Like I said, I'm deleting every app off my phone. I'm not even going to come down here. Actually, I'm going to take the computer up and I'm going to do the couple of things I need to do from a task perspective and get those done. I get to take the kids to soccer camp and then blow a bunch of stuff up on July 4th. So looking forward to that. All right, guys, wrap up and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.